She was rejected. On a blind date until a single. Dad walked over and asked her to marry him. Clara smoothed her dress for the third time, checked her lipstick in the reflection of the restaurant window, and told herself this time would be different. Her best friend Maya had set her up with Daniel, a successful architect, who apparently had the kindest eyes and a laugh that could fill a room. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of small moments to change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories. Also, tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Clara had spent 3 days picking the right outfit, rehearsing light conversation topics, and convincing herself that maybe, just maybe, the universe was finally done punishing her. She arrived at Rosewood Bistro at exactly 7, smiled at the hostess, and was guided to a corner table where Daniel was already seated. He looked up, and for one brief, shining second, his face was neutral. Then it shifted. Not into warmth, not into welcome, into the particular, unmistakable expression of a man who had already made up his mind. He stood politely, shook her hand, and within 20 minutes had manufactured an excuse about an early morning meeting, paid for his untouched wine, and walked out the door. Clara sat there alone, surrounded by couples sharing desserts and laughter, and felt something inside her quietly crack. She wasn't dramatic about it. She didn't cry at the table. She simply sat very still and thought about all the times she'd been told she was too much or not quite right or great, but not for me. And she wondered in the private, exhausted way a person wonders when they've been hurt too many times, whether something was genuinely broken in her. She ordered a cup of chamomile tea she didn't want, because leaving immediately felt like admitting defeat, and she stared out the window at the evening street. That's when she heard the small voice. "Daddy, that lady looks sad." Clara turned slightly without meaning to. At the table beside her, a little girl of about 5 with 2 lopsided pigtails was tugging the sleeve of the man across from her. The man glanced up and Clara quickly looked away, mortified at being the subject of a child's honest observation. She heard the man say softly, "Then maybe we should do something about that." A moment passed. Then the little girl appeared at Clara's elbow, holding out a single crayon drawing on a paper napkin, a lopsided sun, 2 stick figures, and what appeared to be a very enthusiastic dog. "I made this," the girl said seriously. "It's for people who are sad. Daddy says drawings fix things." Clara felt her throat tighten. She took the napkin with both hands like it was something precious, because in that moment it absolutely was. "It's beautiful," Clara said, and meant it completely. "I'm Lily," the girl announced. "That's my dad. His name is James. He's very nice. He makes good pancakes." Clara laughed, a real laugh, sudden and unguarded, and looked up to find James standing now beside his daughter, wearing an apologetic but warm smile. He was tall, a little rumpled, with the tired eyes of a man who was doing his best and knew it. "I'm sorry," he said. "She operates on pure instinct and no social filter whatsoever." "Please don't apologize," Clara said. "She just saved my entire evening." James asked gently if they could join her, and something in Clara's chest, that bruised and cautious something, said yes before her brain could overthink it. They talked for 2 hours. Lily drew 4 more pictures, ate an impressive quantity of buttered bread, and fell asleep across 2 chairs with her coat as a blanket. James told Clara about losing his wife 3 years ago, about learning to make school lunches and braid hair badly, and how Lily had once brought a live frog to a parent-teacher conference. Clara told him about the blind date, and he didn't offer hollow reassurance or performative outrage. He just nodded and said his loss. Genuinely and completely his loss. 6 months later, on an ordinary Tuesday morning over very good pancakes, James looked across the table at Clara and Lily, who was teaching Clara to draw dogs that actually looked like dogs, and he said quietly and without ceremony, "I think you should marry me." Clara looked up. Lily looked up. There was syrup on everyone's fingers and a crayon behind Lily's ear. It was imperfect and unhurried and completely entirely right. Clara said yes. not because she needed saving, but because she had finally found someone who saw her clearly, chose her openly and stayed. And sometimes that is the whole story. If this story touched your heart, please like, share and subscribe to our channel, Kindness True Stories, where every story is a reminder that love, compassion and unexpected miracles are always closer than we think.